Welcome to Kingdom Mothers Rise Up, where I encourage and equip you to heal your heart and renew your mind so you can live the fully abundant life Jesus promised you. Let's go. It's time to move. Young warriors are watching. So at the beginning of the year, the end of last year, the Lord gave me my word for 2023, which was warrior. And getting a word for the year has been something I've done since 2011, 2012, something. It's been quite a while. And some years I do a lot better with it than others, but it's always as kind of a focus point to come back and reflect on what does the Lord want to teach me, or what does he want me to focus on for this year? And so my word for 2023 is warrior. I felt for a long time that he was saying to watch Wonder Woman again. And I'm not a big action movie type person because I get too into the stories. I'm too impacted by it. But I knew there was something prophetic about me watching Wonder Woman again. And the first time I had watched it was summer of 2017 when I went to a women's prayer event in Washington, D.C. called Rise Up. And I believe that's the summer Wonder Woman came out. And they were talking about the scene where she crosses no man's land and that no man can do this, but she, as a woman, was stepping out to do this. And that in this time in history, like prophetically, that is true. There are things that men cannot do. Women need to stand up, which makes it very confirming that that is true because of the enemy's attack on women right now in so many ways. With all of the time I'm recording this, we just are in, I don't know, it's supposed to be National Women's Month or something, and it was International Women's Day, and the President of the United States actually honored a man on International Women's Day. So the attack against women is unprecedented right now. And I think that's part of why we need to rise up and why he's calling us to be warriors. As I watched, so in January, I took 3 days and 2 nights to go to an Airbnb by myself to focus on business and prayer and life. And it's okay, I'm going to watch Wonder Woman. So as the movie starts, young Diana, who grows up to be Wonder Woman, is sneaking out of school and running away from her governess, or whatever she would be called, to watch the warriors train. And she's copying their moves, and she's glamorizing being in battle as a child might do. And so it's that idea of how we're conducting ourselves matters because there's young warriors that are watching. So the Amazons, I think they are, they're out there training and they're going hard and they're putting their all into this and they're dedicated, and, they're showing this example to her, whether it's intentional or not, but that's how it is in real life, intentional or not. How many things do you do that your kids copy that you're like, oh, I didn't know you were watching that. But they are watching. And it was part, of course, of her, of she knew that's what she was made for, and she couldn't necessarily express that as a child, but she was drawn to it because she knew that's what she was made for. And so you can pay attention to that in your kids as well. What are they drawn to? What do they just naturally gravitate towards and reflect on? And just in simple ways, my boys, from the time they were little, the one was always fixing things, and the other, they both drove things, but one just much more fascinated with the equipment and whatever. And so the one that was always fixing things is a heavy diesel mechanic. And the one that was always drawn to the equipment is operating equipment for a living. And it's not always that way, but pay attention to what they're drawn to And then be mindful that they're watching. They're learning what it looks like to be a daughter of the King. They're learning what it looks like to be a wife, a friend, a mother, all these different things that you do. Like, they're watching, and that's part of their preparation, is seeing how you do it. And ideally being able to do it like you, in their own personality, but like you, if you're doing it well. And the great part about mothering is, and modeling, is we don't need to be perfect, because if we were perfect, we would never model the humility of apologizing and correcting our mistakes. So even when we make mistakes and we do things that we don't want to do, we blow up about their room not being clean, or we nag at them to take care of stuff that we actually didn't set them up to be successful in, or we get the wrong kid in trouble when they come bickering and tattling or whatever. It's our opportunity to model, how do we clean up our messes? How do we do healthy relationship when we don't get it right? Because we're not always going to get it right. And that's okay, because having that model of, here's how we fix it. Here's how you fix it with your brother. Here's how you fix it with your friend. Here's how you fix it with God. This is what we do. And living that out in front of them is so powerful, because there's young warriors that are watching. And I have so many more thoughts from watching Wonder Woman that I will be doing more podcasts on that too. I think keep this short and just share that one thought, that there's young warriors watching, and it is part of their training. It's part of getting them ready to be who God really made them to be. So think about what they're seeing, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Kingdom Mothers Rise Up podcast. I'm blessed to have you here. If you'd like to continue the conversation, you can join us in the Kingdom Mothers Rise Up Facebook community. When you're ready for more support, I have the Heart Doodling with Jesus monthly membership, periodic group coaching, and one-on-one personalized coaching as well. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time.